Well, good morning, everybody.
Morning.
Today is the 18th day of April. It's snowing outside. Time's 9 o'clock. The Ada County Commission is in session. All three commissioners are present. I'd like to introduce everybody for the record, starting over here.
Jeremiah Cameron, Ada County Operations.
Alex Murray, Ada County Operations.
Bonnie Overbillig, Recorder's Office.
Dawn Bridge, Clerk's Office.
Kathleen Graves, Auditor's Office.
Spencer Way, Sheriff's Office.
Clayton Hall, Assessor, Motor Vehicles.
Evan Hammond, Procurement.
Robin Sweeney, Procurement.
Lorna Jorgensen, Prosecutor's Office.
Richard Beck, Development Services.
Elizabeth Duncan, Communications.
Nike guy.
Heath Rabordi, Clerk's Office.
Trent Triple, clerk.
Brad Smith, Assessor.
Bob Perkins, Ada County Procurement.
Beth Maughan, Treasurer.
Well, thank you. Now that we have that out of the way, are there any changes to the agenda, Madam Clerk?
No, sir.
All right, the first item on our agenda is the appointment of Gordon Trounson to the Development Impact Fee Advisory Committee. I've interviewed Gordon. I've known him for a while, and he's anxious to serve. Any questions or discussions? Hearing none, I'll accept a motion.
Mr. Chairman, I move to appoint Gordon Trounson to the Development Impact Fee Advisory Committee, term to expire April 18th, 2027.
I'll second that.
Okay, you've heard the motion. All in favor, say aye. Aye? Motion carries. Thank you. All right, we now have several items of unfinished business. I'll accept the motion to remove unfinished business from the table.
Mr. Chair, I move to remove the unfinished business from the table for consideration.
I second the motion.
Okay, you've heard the motion. All in favor, say aye. Aye?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. First up is award of bid 23032, Ada County landfill hangar demolition.
Good morning, Mr. Chairman, Commissioners. Before you this morning, we have 4 items under unfinished business for procurement. The first of which is award of bid 23032, the Ada County landfill hangar demolition 2023. And the evaluation team has received the bids for this and have reviewed the bids and would like to submit a recommendation for award letter for your consideration.
Okay, could you read the letter?
I'd be happy to. It's a letter dated April 18th, 2023 to the Board of Ada County Commissioners from Ada County Procurement regarding bid 23032. Dear members of the board, after reviewing the bid submitted, it is the recommendation of the evaluation group to award the contract for bid 23032 to Idaho Demolition Services LLC as the lowest responsive bidder in the amount of $82,700.
Okay. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, I'll accept a motion.
Go ahead.
Mr. Chair, I move to accept the recommendation of the evaluation committee and award bid 23032, Ada County landfill hangar demolition 2023 to
It is Idaho Demolition Services LLC.
Idaho Demolition Services LLC in the amount of $82,700.
Okay,
I second the motion.
you've heard the motion. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you. We'll now have the award of bid number 23036, Expo Idaho Exposition Parking Lot Upgrade.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, Commissioners, the evaluation team has reviewed the bids received for bid 23036 and would like to submit this recommendation for award letter for your consideration.
If you could read the letter.
Sure, I'd be happy to. It's a letter dated April 18th, 2023 to the Board of Ada County Commissioners from Ada County Procurement regarding bid 23036. Dear members of the board, after reviewing the bid submitted, it is the recommendation of the evaluation group to award the contract for bid 23036 to Pacific Source Electric LLC as the lowest responsive bidder for the total bid amount of $590,000.
Okay. Is there any discussion or questions? Hearing none, I'll accept the motion.
Mr. Chairman, I move to accept the recommendation of the Evaluation Committee and award bid 23036, Expo Idaho Exposition Building and Parking Lot Lighting Upgrade 2023 to Pacific Source Electric for $590,000.
I'll second that.
Okay, you've heard the motion. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none. All in favor, say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Next up, we'll have award of bid number 23037, Ada County Benjamin York RTU replacement.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, Commissioners, the evaluation team has reviewed the bids received for bid 23037, Ada County 400 Benjamin York RTU replacement 2023, and would like to submit this recommendation for award letter for your consideration.
You can read the letter.
Yeah, I'd be happy to read the letter. It's a letter dated April 18th, 2023, to the Board of Ada County Commissioners from Ada County Procurement regarding bid 23037. Dear members of the board, after reviewing the bid submitted, it is the recommendation of the evaluation group to award the contract for bid 23037 to ACO Engineered Systems as the lowest responsive bidder for the total bid amount of $256,311.
Okay, I'll accept the motion.
Mr. Chair, I move to accept the recommendation of the evaluation committee and award bid 23037, Ada County 400 Benjamin York RTU replacement 2023 to ACO Engineered Systems in the amount of $256,311.
I second the motion.
Okay, any further questions or discussion? Hearing none, all in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
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 Motion carries.
Thanks.
Next up, we have the award bid number 23041, ARPA Ada County Barrister Complex, UVC.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, Commissioners, the evaluation team has reviewed the bids received for bid 23041, the ARPA Ada County Barrister Complex UVC Fixtures Installation 2023, and would like to submit this recommendation for award letter for your consideration.
You can read the letter.
Yes. It's a letter dated April 18th, 2023 to the Board of Ada County Commissioners from Ada County Procurement regarding bid 23041. Dear members of the board, after reviewing the bid submitted, it is a recommendation of the evaluation group to award the contract for bid 23041 to Power Plus Incorporated as the lowest responsive bidder for the total bid amount of $134,990.
Okay, I'll accept the motion.
Mr. Chairman, I move to accept the recommendation of the evaluation committee and award bid 230341, ARPA Ada County Barrister Complex UVC Lighting Fixture Installation 2023 to Pacific Plus Incorporated for $134,990.
Mr. Chairman, Commissioner Daly, Power Plus Incorporated.
Power Plus Incorporated.
Okay.
I'll second that.
Okay, you've heard the motion. All in favor, say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you.
Thanks, Commissioners.
All right, we have a couple of resolutions and a termination of a development agreement. New business. I will open the public hearing on resolution number 2855, resolution setting assessor fees for vehicle licensure and registration. Is there discussion?
Morning, Mr. Chairman, Commissioners. Yeah, we're here to request an increase in our admin fee for our DMV. And currently, we're at $5.25. And we're requesting a fee increase to $9.50, which is pretty substantial. We've taken a look at all of our options over the past couple months, and it's really come down to, similar to what other counties are doing to across the state with the ITD centralization, but basically taking away kind of a lot of the easy work, which makes it very convenient for the customer, but it's also left us with the bricks and mortars where we have more expenses and stuff. So kind of looked at all the options, and it's come down to an admin fee increase. So, and we're asking for your support.
And this is based on costs, right?
Correct.
Can you tell us where it puts us amongst the other 43 counties?
Yes, and I have our DMV manager here,
I was gonna say,
Clayton.
for the other counties, will be second or third, depending on some of the other counties are doing. We've got counties up to $10 now, $10 on their admin fee. I'm hearing others gonna be about 9 to 10 as well. So over the last, since September of 2021, 19 of the 44 counties have increased their admin fees. Anywhere from $2 to $5 depending on what the cost has been.
And this fee's collected when you go to title or register?
Register.
Okay.
We've got the legislature just passed a title admin fee that we will be presenting to you shortly. They added that to title fees here to help cover costs. So,
You mentioned the state's doing all the easy work. What's that?
So when you get your registration in the mail, basically you have the option of doing a QR code or to mail it in. So they're doing just a lot of the registration as far as titles and stuff, where people need to come into our office. It's usually more complicated, or they might have titles that are more difficult. So a lot of that stuff you can't do online. So, and I do have a list of the current fees across the state.
What does the state charge for the admin fee on that?
they actually removed their admin fee and are only charging a credit card fee. But they get their budget appropriated by the state every year, so
Oh, okay.
they're just kind of diluting that into their budget.
And that's the easy work.
Correct.
It's just at the middle of them. All right.
And this is, at least I've heard positive things about the things we've done in the last couple of years in terms of service, availability, and quickness of service. Does this relate to that in terms of the cost? What we've done to beef up the service availability?
Yeah, yeah, I think if you look at our stats over the past 6 months especially, I know we went through some problems when they converted the software. Since then, we're down to wait times of about 3 to 5 minutes. And I know our new assessor can attest to all the comment cards that are positive that come in on a daily basis. We get our DMV is outstanding here, especially in comparison to other states. And our fees, even at $9.50, are still substantially lower than most other states.
I guess that's where I was going in terms of, I think the public generally, as long as they're getting service for the money, they don't mind paying it.
Correct. Correct.
All right, any more discussion? Hearing none, I'll close the public hearing on resolution 2855. Any further discussion amongst the board? I'll accept a motion.
Mr. Chairman, I move to approve resolution 2855 as listed on the agenda and approve the discussion we just heard.
Okay, is there a second to the motion?
I'll second that.
Okay, you've heard the motion. All in favor, say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you.
All right, I'll open the public hearing on resolution number 2860, ARPA resolution number 27, for the approval of allowable expenditures related to the American Rescue Plan Fund Act. Have anybody here wants to speak about that? Good morning.
I'll keep it brief. So we have 5 awards that we're recommending for approval. New leachate pond at the landfill, which is way beyond overdue. 3 different HVAC or RTU replacement. And then a subcontract with Terry Ryder for their meridian clinic. So we're gonna have to remodel the meridian clinic. So the total is, I can't read. I don't know how much I'll give you the, well, you can see the totals.
Yeah, we've read that. Any other discussion on the, this resolution? Hearing none, I'll close the resolution on, public hearing on resolution number 2860. And I'll accept the motion.
Mr. Chair, I move to approve resolution 2860 as listed on the agenda.
I second the motion.
Okay, all in favor signify by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Next up, we have termination of a development agreement. Do we need a public hearing on this one? Yeah, we'll open the public hearing on agreement number 7641-6-23. You wanna tell us about that?
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Chairman and Commissioners. This is just a request to terminate 2 development agreements. The property owner associated with the Mineral Way subdivision has completed all the conditions of approval associated with that subdivision and complied with the terms of the development agreement, and the zoning code allows us to terminate that once that occurs.
All right, is there any discussion or questions? Hearing none, I'll close the public hearing on resolution number 7641-6-23.
Mr. Chairman, I move to approve agreement number 7641623, notice of termination of development agreement numbers 7641 and 7641112 as listed on the agenda, and authorize the chair to sign the appropriate documents on behalf of the board.
I'll second that.
Okay, you've heard the motion. All in favor, say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you. Well, we must have some bid openings coming up.
We do.
Okay, go ahead. We'll open the bid on bid number 23038, Ada County Public Safety Complex, penthouse heating boilers. 1 and 2, PSB chiller 2023. Go ahead.
All right. Good morning, Mr. Chairman, Commissioners. Before you this morning, we do have 3 openings, the first of which is bid 23038. And Evan has that queued up on our screen up there if you're ready for us to open.
Okay, let's open them.
We did receive 4 responses for this project, and so today we'll be looking for the name of the bidder, the base bid amount, and also there's an owner's contingency of $28,000 that will be added to the base bid.
Okay.
The spreadsheet is up there, and our first bidder is ACO Engineered Systems, and they have a total bid amount of $512,526. Bidder number 2 is American Chiller Service, and they have a total bid amount of $388,736. Bidder number 3 is Cascade Enterprises Incorporated. They have a total bid amount of $676,000. And number 4 bidder is Lacey Mechanical Incorporated with a total bid amount of $549,500. So those are our 4 bidders, and we would like to request that this be tabled for award to the April 26th, 2023 open business meeting.
Okay. Is there a motion?
Mr. Chair, I move to table the award of bid 23038, Ada County Public Safety Complex penthouse heating boilers 1 and 2, and PSB chiller 2023 to April 26, 2023.
I second the motion.
Okay, you've heard the motion. All in favor, say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you. Next up, we have the opening of bid of 23040, Ada County Juvenile Services RTU replacement, 2023. Go ahead.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, Commissioners, Robin has our bonfire procurement all queued up. If you're ready for us to open bid 23040.
We're ready.
So on this project, we received 2 responses. Similar to the last project, we'll be looking for the name of the bidder and the base bid amount. But with this project, there's also an additive alternate for some ductwork modifications. So that will be separate line item that will be taken into consideration if there's enough money to fund that alternate.
Okay.
All right, so we have the spreadsheet up there. Our first bidder is ACO Engineered Systems, and they have a bid amount of $231,296. And bidder number 2 is TBR Incorporated, and they have a bid amount of $277,020. Those are our 2 bidders, and we would like to request that this be tabled for award consideration to the April 26, 2023 open business meeting.
Okay, I'll accept the motion.
Mr. Chairman, I move to table award bid 23040, Ada County Juvenile Services RTU replacement 2023 to April 26, 2023.
I'll second that.
Okay. You've heard the motion. All in favor, say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Okay, now we'll have the opening of bid number 23042, ARPA Ada County Juvenile Services Outdoor Recreation Structure.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, Commissioners, Ada County Procurement received 2 responses for bid 23042, and Evan's got our bonfire procurement system queued up if you're ready for us to open.
We're ready.
Alrighty. So on this bid, we'll be looking for the name of the bidder and the base bid amount. There's also an owner's contingency of $40,000 that will be added to the base bid.
Okay.
Get to our total bid amount. Okay, our spreadsheet is gonna pop up here. And our first bidder is Brycon Incorporated, and they have a total bid amount of $1,640,000. And bidder number 2 is Windspear Construction, and they have a total bid amount of $2,089,104. Those are our 2 bidders for this project, and we would like to request that this be tabled for award consideration to the April 26th, 2023 open business meeting.
Okay. I will accept the motion.
Mr. Chair, I move to table the award of bid 23042, ARPA Ada County Juvenile Services Outdoor Recreation Structure to April 26, 2023.
I second the motion.
Okay, you've heard the motion. All in favor, say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thanks, Commissioners.
Yeah, thank you. All right, next up, we have a change order, number 1, Courthouse Cooling Tower Project, agreement number 14702. Decrease of $13,183.81. Anyone here wish to speak to that? Anyone from Upper L? Go ahead.
Commissioners, yeah, that's just the balance due on the contingency. We used about $7,000, and we started with $20,000. It's just some minor electrical stuff, but for the most part, cooling tower went well and in operation.
All right, thank you. Any further discussion? I'll accept a motion on the change order.
Mr. Chairman, I move to approve change order number 1 as listed on the agenda and authorize the chair to sign the documents on behalf of the board.
Second.
Okay, you've heard a motion. All in favor, say aye.
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 Motion carries. Thank you. Okay, next on the agenda, we have licenses. We have 8 catering permits, 3 new licenses, 1 license transfer, and 52 renewals. Do we have a motion?
Mr. Chair, I move to approve the licenses as listed on the agenda, including 8 catering permits, 3 new licenses, 1 license transfer, and 52 license renewals, and authorize the chair to sign the documents on behalf of the board.
I second the motion.
Okay, you've heard the motion. All in favor, say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you. Okay, we have with us today our distinguished clerk, Mr. Trent Clark.
Chairman, Commissioners, thank you.
Yeah.
We are quickly approaching our May 16th election. Things are spinning up there. Again, it's about a 2/3 utilization of our polling places and workers and stuff. And we're in a really good position right now. We've got all of our chief judges selected and training is going well for all of our poll workers. So we're on track, actually ahead of pace for that election in the 16th. And obviously we have budgets that are coming due here in the next little while. So we'll have more work on that. Obviously courts are rolling along just fine despite the high profile case we have in the building. Things seem to be going very smoothly. So a lot of good coordination there, and we'll get through that here soon, hopefully as well. So that's it for the clerk's office.
How many people do we have at each precinct in this election?
When you say people, meaning
People that run the precinct?
workers?
Yeah.
Workers. We'll have an average between 4 and 5.
People between 4 and 5.
And are you getting enough for all the precincts?
It's when we utilize all of our precincts, that's when we start to stretch ourselves a little bit. But our pool of election workers that we can tap into when we're only using about 2/3 of our our precincts is fairly large enough, and we have quite a few people that return to work at the polls each election.
You told us about where people could actually go online and look at their ballots.
Mhm.
Do you keep track of how many people actually access that?
There's web statistics that can show us. It's not something
Just
that,
curious about how many people.
I don't know. I'd have to go ask someone in IT. They're the ones that track those things. So, but I could do that.
Okay. All right, anything else you wanna
That's it
brief
for
us
us.
on? Well, thank you. Okay, moving on, we have the Claims Journal, for, April 14th, 2023. I'll accept a motion.
Mr. Chair, I move to authorize payment of claims on the Claims Journal dated April 14th, 2023.
I second the motion.
Okay, you've heard the motion, all in favor, say aye. Aye?
Aye.
Motion carries. All right, we have now personnel actions. I'll accept the motion on these personnel actions.
Mr. Chairman, I move to approve the personnel actions as listed on the agenda and that the summary sheet remain on file in the Commissioner's office.
Okay,
I'll second that.
all right, you've heard the motion, all in favor, say aye. Aye?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. All right, we have, next up, the assessor. Do you have a good report for us, Madam Assessor?
Good morning.
Good morning.
Mr. Chairman.
Welcome to our meeting.
Commissioners. Thank you. Yes, we are very busy over in the assessor's office right now, accepting and processing property tax reduction applications. As of yesterday, we were at 4,403 compared to a total last year of 4,483. And today's the last day, so if you know anybody, send them our way. We expect to exceed last year's total, so.
Wow, so there's still one more day to file.
Yes, and we
Could make up that 80.
use a couple extra bodies over there.
Yeah.
It's been pretty busy.
Yeah,
How long does it take to process each application?
You know, it varies. It just depends on how prepared they are. If they come in and their application's fairly complete, it doesn't take very long, but if they come in with a box and we have to help them through the numbers, then it can
Takes a
take a
little
while. But the folks we have over there are very good at working with folks and helping them get those applications in. We also accept them by email, and we even have people on the phone, and we can fill out the application for them. So we're doing everything we can to make sure
How do they sign their application over the phone?
we can actually submit it for them.
Oh, really? Okay. No, I didn't know that. Well, good. Anything else for us?
That's good to know too.
That's it.
All right. How you coming on your assessed values? Those go out next month, don't they?
It's coming up quick. Yeah, I think the theme so far is residential will probably be going down and commercial going up. So we're in kind of a not typical year as the market's changing. So
Oh, well, that'll be odd turning of events, won't it?
yes.
Better news we hope.
Yeah, it's better,
And better news for the phone.
All right.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
I'd just like to thank the assessor's office. I've been trying to understand better the whole assessment process. They've been very helpful, so I thank you very much for your staff and help.
Anytime. You're welcome to come over anytime. We'll do our best to answer your questions.
Yeah. Well, good. Well, you're now an expert on the Board of Equalization because you took the class.
That's right, I have a certificate.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you. All right, looks like we have a few tax cancellations, which are not really cancellations at all, but rather adjustments. But the code requires cancellation.
In this case, there's a lot of them that actually are tax cancellations today. They're removing the
Oh, yeah.
total tax because, as you notice, they go clear back to
Right.
2012,
Right.
which is pretty unusual for us. So these are actual tax deeds. But the treasurer's office attempted to sell the property, but didn't get a minimum bid. So we're canceling off the taxes on these. And technically, it shows the owner of the property on there. But if you were to look at it on today's, it's actually Ada County. So we're just cleaning up some old parcels.
Okay.
How many of these were tax deeds that we couldn't sell?
I think there's 28 on the first page.
Is it normal to not get a minimum bid for any of these? Cause the minimum bid's only the back taxes, right?
Yeah, Mr. Chair, Commissioner Davis, I believe there's maybe only 6 or 7 because, parcels at issue because they're repeated here for multiple years. So a lot of these were actually taken by tax deed in 2015. So it was quite a long time ago. So occasionally we do offer them, for sale and there are no bidders. I don't know how often this happens, but it's typically when you have like a little odd lot or a little sliver. So what we've done over the years is we've been able to maybe sell it to an adjacent property owner or quit claim it to another government entity. So these are just some residual ones that, you know, after 7, 8 years, we just can't get rid of.
So if we don't get the minimum bid, do they just kind of sit there until somebody shows up and says, I'm interested in buying this little slice? Because we don't have a like continual auction or every year auction.
That is correct. So we'll often offer them a second time, and then at that point they stay on the books. Occasionally, the treasurer's office doesn't have a process, but I know occasionally the board has come across different entities that wanted to acquire or take ownership of their property. So yeah, they pretty much just stay in the county's name at that point.
Okay. All right, we'll need a motion.
Mr. Chairman, I move to approve the tax cancellations as listed on the agenda and authorize the chair to sign the documents on behalf of the board.
I'll second that.
Thank you. You've heard the motion. All in favor, say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Well, and now we have with us our distinguished treasurer.
Yeah, Mr. Chairman, Commissioners, we'll be doing some tax cancellations the next few days. Another priority we have is implementing House Bill 292, the property tax relief that will be on the 2023 tax bills. So I did attend a meeting with the Tax Commission last week, signed up for a lot of their trainings. We are going to be involving your IT department to help program this. We're revising our tax bills. So a lot to be determined still, but we're getting a jump on it early so that we can implement this accurately this fall.
Okay. All right.
How is the tax commission / our notification of people about all of that? What's the process for, other than just the normal processes?
Of how the tax commission is informing
And
taxpayers?
implementation of 292.
Trainings, so you mean in terms of educating the
The general public. 'cause
Oh, the general public,
They're
yeah.
expecting something from all of this.
right. That I don't know yet. I know that it will state on the face of the tax notice the amount of savings, but in terms of a broader announcement, that I'm not sure about yet. But I can work with them on that.
Thanks.
Has that been determined yet?
The amounts, no.
Isn't that something that's subject to the surplus coming in or something on the state level, I believe?
Yeah, there will be a lot of different calculations, and a lot of them can't happen until later in the summer, once we have levies, but then also the average daily attendance of the school districts. A lot of those values will come into play, well, kind of late in the game from a treasurer's perspective, but
Right.
we'll get it done.
Well, okay.
I guess that was part of my question in terms of, because the people are expecting, at least calls that I've received, are expecting instantaneous understanding of how much they're gonna get. And it's, what you just said is part of the education process. Some of these things have to play themselves out in terms of student enrollment, all of that.
Mr. Chairman, one comment. I did have contact with the tax commission. They put out a property tax calculator, which is very helpful for our office. When we send out assessment notices, people were able to turn them on to the tax commission, and then they're able to find out what their estimated taxes are. For this year, with House Bill 292, the numbers are they fluctuate so much that they're bailing on the tax calculator, which is unfortunate because it is a very valuable tool for everyone. But it just goes to show how complicated House Bill 292 is.
Well, and there's some variables too that not gonna be
They're
set.
still,
for a
they're
while.
still unknown, so.
Correct. So,
Yeah, so that's why they bail on it.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay, well, thank you. Thank you. All right, moving on, we need approval of the minutes.
Mr. Chair, I move to approve minutes as identified on the agenda and authorize the chair to sign the documents on behalf of the board.
I second the motion.
Okay, you've heard the motion. All in favor, say aye. Aye?
Aye.
Motion carries. We have, Expo Idaho, we have 7 interim events. We have, Western Idaho Fair exhibits and some concessionaires. Is there any discussion on any of the interim events or the commercial exhibits and the concessionaires? I'll accept a motion.
Mr. Chairman, I move to approve the 7 interim event agreements, 3 commercial exhibitor agreements, and 3 concessionaire agreements as listed on the agenda, and authorize the chair to sign the documents on behalf of the board.
I'll second that.
Okay, you've heard the motion. All in favor, say aye. Aye?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. All right, next up, we have, some agreements, 6 agreements. I've reviewed the agreements. Is there any question or discussion? Hearing none, I'll accept the motion.
Mr. Chairman, I move to approve the 6 agreements as listed on the agenda, and authorize the chair to sign the appropriate documents on behalf of the board.
I'll second that.
Okay, you've heard the motion. All in favor, say aye. Aye?
Aye.
Aye.
Next up, we have a request, that's under miscellaneous, we have a request for reconsideration of application of Griffin Marketing, project number 2022, 01728, CPA, ZCDA, CU, MSP. Is there any discussion on that?
Well, Mr. Chair, this is related to the RV park that the board previously approved through, I think, pretty extensive public hearing. And I believe we had even 2 public hearings on this, one to change the comp plan and the other to approve the project. So I think it was pretty well vetted, and I reviewed the request for consideration. I didn't see anything on there that was compelling enough or any significant errors that the board made that would warrant reconsideration in this matter. So I'm leaning towards denying the application for reconsideration.
Okay, is there any other discussion? Hearing none, I'll accept a motion.
Mr. Chair, I move to deny the request for reconsideration of application of Griffin Marketing, project number 202-201-728, CPA-CC-DA-CU-MSP, and authorize the chair to sign the appropriate documents on behalf of the board.
I second the motion.
Okay, you've heard the motion. All in favor, say aye. Aye?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Is there any other business need to be brought before the board before we recess? Hearing none, we're in recess. Thank you. Well, good morning.
Morning.
The Board of Commissioners, sitting as a Board of Emergency Medical Services District, is in session to conduct its open business meeting. The date is April 18th. The time is 9:40. Okay. All three commissioners are present. We also have with us a couple guests.
Kathleen Graves, Auditor's Office.
Sean Rain, oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
Sean Rain, paramedics.
Aaron Taylor, Prosecutor's Office.
And our IT guy. Okay, are there any changes to the agenda, Madam Clerk?
No, sir.
No change. All right, we'll do new business operations, change order number 1, EMS security system upgrade. A decrease of $7,000. So those little badges are working now, you don't have to do the.
They're working.
They're working, all right. Okay, is there a motion?
I move to approve change order number 1 as listed on the agenda and authorize the chair to sign the documents on behalf of the board.
I second the motion.
Okay, you've heard the motion, all in favor?
Aye.
Signify by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Okay, we have a claims journal dated April 14th, 2023. Is there a motion?
I move to authorize payment of claims as listed on the Claims Journal dated April 14th, 2023 regarding EMS expenditures.
Second.
Okay, you've heard the motion. All in favor, say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Next up, we have personnel actions, 2-step increases. Is there a motion?
I move to approve the personnel actions as listed on the agenda, that the summary sheet remain on file in the Commissioner's office.
I second the motion.
You've heard the motion. All in favor, say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. We have approval of the minutes for the 4th of April and the 11th of April. I'll accept a motion.
Mr. Chairman, I move to approve the minutes as identified on the agenda and authorize the chair to sign the documents on behalf of the board.
Second.
You've heard the motion. All in favor, say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Now we have it. With an EMS update.
Yes, Mr. Chair, Commissioners, good morning. Not a ton to report today. COVID numbers are staying right about 3.5, nothing, no big change there. Can't remember if week before last, if I updated you. I did hear back from Idaho Medicaid, and they did get that state plan amendment submitted before March 31st. So that puts the federal government on the clock, backdated to January 1st. So that was very good news out of them.
What's a year behind?
Just a year behind. But yeah, they finally got that done. Outside of that, you know, our office has been busy working through budget, as many other departments are doing, and just getting through that process.
Okay. Well, good. Any other questions?
I'm sure you guys were involved in the incident, with a stabbing incident that happened to one of our deputies, and how does EMS deal with knife wounds when you're transporting? I mean, or bleeding in general? I mean, you gotta tie it off or what?
Yeah, Mr. Chair, Commissioner Davidson, it really depends on, you know, where the person was injured. So our folks are trained to, you know, control the bleeding through a number of different methods. Tourniquets, wound packing, where you take Kerlix and actually stuff the Kerlix into the wound. Many different things that help control the bleeding. And then usually along with that, you know, if it was somewhere near an airway, we're going to support the airway through a variety of different methods, and most likely start some IV fluids on that patient to replace volume or volume is lost.
Okay.
Well, I understand he's doing good in the hospital recovering.
Yeah, I Mr. Chair, Commissioner Davidson, I saw it on the news too. I haven't heard personally how he's doing, but I saw the same information on the news.
Yeah, that was a strange event.
It was.
He was walking in the middle of the freeway.
Right.
They tried to get him off. And he's... Okay, any other business needs to be brought before the board? Hearing none, we'll be in recess.
All right.
Thank you.
And you are on the record.
Well, good morning. The Board of Commissioners, sitting as a Board of Avamore Community Infrastructure District Number 1, is in session to conduct its weekly open business meeting. The date's April 18th. The time is 9:45. Madam Chairman, Madam Clerk, are there any changes to the agenda?
No, sir.
There's no change to the agenda. We accept a motion on the Claims Journal.
I move to authorize payment of claims on the Claims Journal dated April 14th, 2023 regarding Avamore CID expenditures.
I second the motion.
Okay, you've heard the motion. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, moving on. We need to approve the business on the CID open business meeting of the 21st of March.
I move to approve the minutes as identified on the agenda and authorize the chair to sign the documents on behalf of the board.
I second the motion.
Okay, you've heard the motion. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, next up, City of Eagle annexation. Oh, you didn't introduce yourself. Could you introduce yourself?
No, I'm Brad Fangler with Avamore Development, General Manager. And so
Okay, all right.
Sarah Martz with Avamore Development.
Okay, good enough.
Sorry
Come
about
on
that.
up. All right.
We got some exciting developments, I guess.
Yes.
The city council voted to annex Avamore. They have some work they have to do before it's official.
True, that is true.
And as soon as that's official, we're no longer the Board of Avamore Community Infrastructure District. Is that correct? Or do we have to do some work to change that?
So it's self-executing. The statute says very little about it other than the governing board is adjusted based on the statute. And so we'll be working through that. I've talked to legal counsel for the City of Eagle. Sharice McLean is going to help them through this process. And also Jeff Bauer, who represents Avamore, about what that process looks like. We'll probably do a joint resolution right at the end just so we create something of record that indicates that the transfer took place, but most of it's going to be behind the scenes, I think, in terms of transferring records.
Joint
and
resolution from
financial-
Ada County and from the City of Eagle.
Correct, in terms of
What's their time frame? Because they have to do an ordinance and a few things.
So the ordinance is, was approved that was in front of them. There's still some adjustments that need to be made with the conditions of approval that they did come up with, Mr. Chair, and moving forward, we think it's probably gonna take, after they have a couple readings of the ordinance, it'll probably take, a couple months, before they get to that point. But it's going through their process now, to make sure that, a few other things are happening. Road maintenance agreement in Jim County, EMS in Jim County, different things like that. And then prosecution, they have to take prosecution into their city. So they're working out those details. And then an agreement with Sheriff's Department to get the cross deputization. And I'm sure there's other things, but I can't think of them right off the top of my head, but there's a few things that have to take place during this next couple of months.
Now, they're gonna use REMS in Jim County?
It's not for sure yet, but that's the.
That's one of the details that needs to be figured out, because we already had that figured out for Boise County.
True.
But for Jim County, we don't know that yet. Okay.
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Yeah, and the other question, I guess part of the joint resolution to be passed would include the transfer of the financial aspects of it, because we just paid them some bills and we're paying the bond payments and so forth. Yeah, so that'll all happen simultaneously, right?
Yeah, correct.
Then the City of Eagle will be taking your spot.
Yeah, and so we have a meeting scheduled actually for this Friday with the City of Eagle officials and with the attorneys, so we're gonna start through the process. They indicated best case scenario was first or second week in June, so that's kind of what they're shooting for, with the understanding it may take a little bit longer, but. So the ordinance is there, they have to, the official annexation occurs upon publication, and so that's what they're holding a little bit to get all this stuff.
And there's no there's no provision in the law for anybody to challenge it, like
No, there is. I mean, they can challenge the procedure that goes in front of the board, in front of the city council, and then however that goes, and Ammon might know better for the actual statute, but I believe that they can challenge that also to some judicial review and
Yeah, hard to say. I mean, the annexation statute itself, it's interesting. There's 3 different processes you can use to annex when you're a city. 2 of them provide expressly an ability to challenge. There's like an actual vehicle. The first one does not, which is the consent one, which is what they were operating under here when they did the annexation. But that doesn't mean that there might not be other avenues in the law to try to, whether they're successful or not. Just to say.
As they say, people can sue for anything.
That's correct.
So will we have a final meeting of this board to officially dissolve it and transfer, or would it be through a open business meeting, or?
Yeah, so it wouldn't actually be a dissolution, but to approve that resolution, yes, we do it in a meeting at the Avamore CID district, and so you would.
How many more meetings do you think? I mean, just depends on how long the
Yeah.
process of transfer goes.
Yeah, I wouldn't anticipate a lot. We'll probably have a few more bills to pay. I know we have a couple from outside counsel, legal counsel on the bond stuff. They may be involved a little bit in the transfer, but not a lot of activity. I might defer to Kathleen. I don't know if there's.
No, I would agree. I mean, you're gonna probably have claims every month, just because of property taxes,
Sure.
assessments coming in. And then we'll get it transferred over.
And then that'll be handled, and then the CID, that will be the mayor and the city council will be the CID board on?
No, it's just 3 members of city
Just 3 members,
council.
they'll just have to appoint.
Yep, and there's some legislation that was passed just, I think it was 2 years ago, maybe a year ago, that addresses how that board is created. They have to have someone, that, the district. Well, I don't know if Eagle's large enough. I don't think it impacts them. It's just the city of Boise. It has to be a large enough city, so it'll be three members of their city council will sit as the district, so.
Oh, okay. All right, well, I don't have any more questions. I guess we'll just look forward to getting the resolution.
Moving through the
Getting
process.
details worked out.
And Mr. Chair, thank you for allowing us to come today. We
Sure.
just, we saw it on the agenda and wanted to be here and available.
Sure.
And apologize we weren't on time. We were trying to get parking out there and it's tough.
Forgot about the trial.
Well, no, you were here when we started.
Yeah.
Perfect time.
Perfect.
The agenda says 9:30, but we can go over that time, but we can't start before that time.
Yeah.
So.
Thank you.
It
Well,
depends.
since you're here, do you have any comments on how everything's going, or how the process went with Eagle, or? Floor's yours, you came all the way out.
I would say, if I could kind of just talk about the CID, we are, the underpass that we had brought in front of this board before, is in front of ITD right now, so in the next couple weeks, we expect that to be out to bid and then constructed by 2024. And then when you drive up Highway 55, probably in the next few weeks, you'll see we've staked the alignment for the bypass, for the Avamore Drive bypass. That is a 5 to 7 year project. We're trying to move it up a little bit. So ITD is going to go walk that with us, and it kind of just shows where the new alignment is going to be for that road. So there's exciting things happening on the CID side of it that we're moving forward with. So, but. Other than that, I appreciate your guys' time for allowing us to come in today.
Sure. So you won't need anything more from us then?
Well, there may be things that will come in front of you again, but I don't know right off the top of my head.
Oh, okay.
But
Well, if they do, just let us know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you
All right.
guys.
We'll get you a celebratory cake. Congratulations on your.
Just think of all the time you guys get to make up now.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Well. Anyway. All right. Well, thank you.
Thank you.
We don't have no further business. We'll be in recess. All right. Thank you. Thank you.